Earlier this week, Deshaun Watson at his high school 7-on-7 passing camp out at Pyramid Park High School talked about the offense that Ken Dorsey is putting together along with Kevin Stefanski and that new revamped offensive coaching staff.
It's fun, it's exciting, and him and Kevin are doing a heck of a job of putting a nice playbook together for all of us to go out there and execute at a high level and be one of the top teams in the NFL. And that's the plan, and we're going to take it one day at a time and just continue to build on it.
With that, let's welcome in Casey Kinnamon from the Orange and Brown Report, the All Eyes on Cleveland podcast, as well as the Barking Browns podcast. So, Casey, we probably won't get a good look at what the offense looks like until, they start doing the joint practices maybe a little bit. Certainly we'll get a little bit better look at it in preseason. How different do you expect it to be?
Well, it's some of the stuff's going to be pretty similar. Some of the running formations, some of the things that we're used to seeing, they're going to play some of the hits. But I just believe the variations we're going to see in formation, the different looks, the amount of shotgun, the amount of motion, all the window dressing, I think that'll be the stuff that is new to us. It'll be interesting to see what the different kind of reads are and the concepts in the passing game. When they worked a lot of stick in the past, will they stay with that? Will they move to more of a seam-heavy approach? They have plenty of pieces in place. We can only confer what we know of Dorsey from his past days. But then you also have to take into consideration, people like Tommy Reese and what he did in college and the stuff that they could do with motions out of that and kind of facilitating the running game out of the shotgun. So we're going to notice a lot of similar concepts, but I think that a lot of the window dressing will make it feel a lot different.
The thing that I'm curious is when you think back to Deshaun Watson, the success he had in Houston, he processed things really quickly at the line of scrimmage. He saw matchups that they were trying to exploit, and they exploited the heck out of them. Now you could argue that, one year they were 4-12. They were a playoff team and played pretty well the first half of a playoff game. But when I think of Deshaun Watson at his best, that's what I think of. And I don't think they asked him to do enough of that his first 2 years with the Browns.
Yeah, and he was used to going to the line and calling the protections. That is something that they don't do in Cleveland. We'll see if that becomes part of his duties now. When I think about those, I just think of how he would work low to high and take those high percentage shots to Will Fuller, to DeAndre Hopkins. They always seem to find the explosives in Houston. And there were many games where it'd be a struggle in the first half, but they would find answers over the course of the game. And Watson was really good at that. And he would even elaborate on that in a lot of the post-game press conferences of what teams were trying to do. He could identify that, and they were able to find answers, So I think that's stuff they have to rely on in this offense.
Yeah, and again, you don't want him to have to. It was almost like he in this offense that they've had the last 2 years with Kevin Stefanski and Alex Smith. It's almost like he got caught in he's thinking. He's not going out and playing, and that's what you want. Patrick Mahomes doesn't think. He goes out and he does it. Tom Brady doesn't think. He goes out and he does it. My one criticism might be a harsh word. He looked like he was thinking. Okay, I'm supposed to go from here to here, and I'm supposed to. That's not him.
Yeah, and there's an amount of comfortability he has to get to so he can just be reactionary and not be thinking and not over-processing and just taking what the defense gives you. And because if you're doing that, if you're stuck in that mode, you're freezing. And it only takes a nanosecond in the NFL for windows to open and close. So you have to be able to be reactionary and rely on your instincts. And if you know the offensive intuitively, then you don't have that processing issue to where you get caught in that freeze moment. And there's also the aspect of he's also trying to win everything back. His past success, his reputation, the contract. There's a lot of things that go into this that are weighing on him, and he's trying to win all that back. And that's a tough place to be in as a quarterback in the NFL.